How to comp properties the correct way using Propstream. Comping properties are essential to your wholesale real estate business because you have to know at what price you need to get the property at, and also at what price the house will be attractive to your end buyer, whether they are flipping the property or holding it as a rental. So it's important to know your numbers. Now, in the beginning, for a lot of wholesale beginners, they don't know this part of the business, right? They can kind of see when a property is distressed. They can kind of even talk well with the seller, but knowing the numbers, knowing what to offer is a difficulty that a lot of investors, beginner investors, face. And so in today's video, I'm going to break down how to comp properties the correct way. I'm going to be using Propstream, and Propstream is a great platform, especially for beginner wholesalers to use when they're starting this business, or any investor really. And we're going to dive deep into Propstream and show you all this great tool. And I'm actually going to leave my link down below where you can get a 7 free day trial using Propstream. And if you don't like it, then you can cancel it. But if you like it and you want to support this channel, please continue using Propstream. But I'm also going to share with you all what a hard money lender sent me. They sent me an exact way they look at properties, whether they're going to lend to it. And this is important because a lot of your investors are going to use hard money loans in order to flip a property or even rent it out. And so they look at these things, whether or not they're going to approve of this property or not. So they look at things like year built, the age of the roof, other comps in the area within a 1 mile distance. We're just going to see what one of my hard money lenders have as their criteria, whether or not they will loan to this property. So let's share my screen, and then I'm going to break down exactly how to comp properties using Propstream. All right, so now I'm in my email, and this is an email that I got from my hard money loan. This is what they go through with underwriting. And so I wanted to make sure I show you all this part of it because this is important. They sent me, okay, this is their checklist, and it must hit all items in order to earn a pass, that this is an eligible comp, right? Because you can't necessarily go to hard money loan and say, hey, this house sold for $1 million. I think this house that I'm trying to get lending from is worth $1 million. But that house is 2,000 more square feet. It's a newer build. It has a pool. It has a 4-car garage, right? And so that wouldn't count as a comp, right? You have to see the similarities. And so I want to start off with this before we drill into how to calculate that. And so usually they look at deals that close within the past 6 months. I remember a couple years ago, like right after around the pandemic, it used to be a year, but because the market changes so quickly, they reduced it to 6 months. Right? So 6 months is the comps they look at. So for example, if you're looking at a property, you can't look at a property that sold even in 2023, early 2024 right now, right? Or even 2024 at all right now. That wouldn't be within that criteria of a comp for this particular hard money lender. Now, there's some flexibility there sometimes, and it just depends on your hard money lenders. But I can tell you that this is probably the same for most hard money loan lenders in the area and in proximity. So it has to be within a mile of the subject property. Now, I ran into some issues actually with this lender because the part that I was trying to get lending at, it's kind of a rural town. It's not that rural, but it's a suburb. There's other houses around it, but it's still a little bit rural. And so they're very strict on it being within a mile. And I was like, okay, but I know this market. It's 20 minutes from where I live. I understand it. They were just very strict on that. And then size tolerance. So obviously, if you have a 1,000 square foot home, you can't be looking at a 2,000 square foot home as your comp. Beds, bath match, you know, a 3.2 needs to match with a 3.2. The finish levels, right? If you're matching your comp with a property that has all tile and you're not going to put any tile, if they have hardwood floors throughout and you're just going to put carpet throughout, it's a little different, right? So that's something you have to consider. GLA rules, you know, only count finished, heated above grade, permitted space, no basement, garage, ADUs. When they're looking at your comp, they're only looking at the finish, right? They're not looking at other aspects of the property, so to say. Special influences: avoid busy roads, water views. So if there's a nice water view, maybe that will increase your chance. Maybe they'll lend more to that type of property. Yeah, I just wanted to show you all that before we dive into a property. So I'm actually going to go on a property that's listed, and we're just going to comp it on Propstream. I'm here on Zillow, and I'm looking at this house in Chattanooga. This is a 3.2 1430, square feet. This is your classic 3-2 ranch style house, single level. These houses sell quickly. Now, this property just been listed, but it's not getting much traction because the price is a little bit high for the finishing. You know, it's carpet throughout, it's a little dated. You see the kitchen has these dated blue countertops, old stove. It looks clean, right? But it's not updated. So that's the thing. And so with that, you have to, you know, comp this property accordingly. Yes, all fixed up, it could probably be worth $295 or all updated. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comp this property, see what 3.2s sell for in this area. And usually they may be updated, right? Especially for the updated ones. I can tell you they sell for around this price, but I think this home is being sold as is. So if this house was been on the market for 40 plus days, I would have offered them maybe 170, right? And see what they say. Let's comp this property. So all I'm going to do is just copy this and put it into Propstream, just like that. It's going to load. And then here we are, list price, so they know that it's listed. And so the thing about this property, they have the estimated value already at 280. And this is something that you can look at. You know, what does Propstream automatically have it estimated as? And then they have the estimated wholesale price. Like if this would be a wholesale deal, what price you should get it at and what price you can sell it at, essentially. So if you got this property under contract at 196, you could probably wholesale it to an end buyer at 210, because I know this area and I know it can do well. And it seems interesting that this property value has decreased. And I think once you do the nice finishing touches, it could probably sell for up to 310, 320, right? And this property, it looks like the bones, the structure is good. It just needs cosmetic updates, flooring, paint, countertops, appliances, probably, you know, new bathrooms. And that's going to cost you 50, 60 grand right now. And so you see the length of ownership, 4 years. So there's some equity. There's one mortgage, it's at 136. So you can't possibly go below 150 with this property, or else, you know, unless they're really desperate with this property. And so the way I comp properties on Propstream, you click here, comps and nearby listings. And then we're going to kind of still follow that criteria that we saw in that email from Mahar Money on Lender. And we're going to do that accordingly. So last 6 months, they said. So instead of it being from a year ago, which is stated right here, we're going to do the 6 months. So 6 months past 8/3, that's February, I believe. That's going to be, went the wrong way. So that's going to be February 2nd, I believe, or February 3rd, right? That's 6 months. And then they say square footage, 15% variance. So we're going to guesstimate. So right now this property is 1430. So 10% is around 140 square feet difference. And so another 70, that would be 200, 210. We'll do like a 210, 220 difference. So 1430, I'm just doing this rough estimate in my head, you know, because I don't think they're going to be strict. It has to be 15%. Maybe it can, maybe they are, but so we're just going to do between 200 and 220 square foot variance, upper and lower. 1430, so 1430 minus 220, what is that? 1210. So let's just put 1210 right here. And honestly, if it's lower square footage, I don't think they're gonna not count it, because if you have even more square footage, your property is worth even more. So honestly, I would leave it at this 1144, but for the sake of that criteria, we're gonna put the 1210 right here. And then 210 on top of 1430, that's 1650. So we're going to put 1650 right here. All right. And then instead of half a mile, we're going to put a full mile right here. So we're going to put 1 mile variance. And that opens it up. Now, minimum bedrooms, sometimes like Zillow or Propstream, they don't know exactly how many bedrooms there are. But just for this example, we're going to put a minimum of 3 bedrooms, right? Obviously, and then 2 baths. Now, they didn't give an exact number on the variance for year built, but this is a 1995 built, and I think a good comp, maybe 10 years, 2005 or even 2010, up to that amount, I think they would consider. So we're just going to put 2005, just put a 10-year difference for that. And then minimum, honestly, if it's an older house, I don't think they're going to not count it, because if your house is newer, it's just valued more usually. And so I'm going to actually leave that one blank, since they didn't give us an exact variance percentage. And then we're going to look at sold, lot size. Then we can look at that too, because obviously if something has so much more acreage, it's worth more, right? And so lot size, I don't know how they're counting it. I don't know if it's square footage, but we're just going to put 50,000 square feet. 50,000 square feet versus, let me see. So, okay, so it didn't really change anything. Property class, we could do residential, but we'll just keep everything else the same. So right now we have an average sale price of $265 actually. This changes a lot, right? Average square footage, price per square foot is $182, right? And so that puts this house value around $265. So if I do this, if I open the calculator and I just do the 1430 multiply by the 182.2, yeah, we have around 260. Now, this is one way to just be conservative with your comps. I know in this market, in this area, that property can sell for $299 actually, but let's just look at some of the comps because this includes properties that weren't updated, right? And so let's see if there's any properties that were updated, right? Because there are photos on some of them. And so we're just looking at sold. We can also look at some pending, contingent also. But for right now, let's just look at some sold. So this one sold for $275. Let's see if we can see some photos of it. So this is dated also, but it looks good. It's definitely more updated than the other house, but it's a similar style property built in 1990, and this sold for $275. So this is a real comp for that property, but our property will be updated. Let's say, we put quartz countertop or granite countertop. This just looks like Formica from a distance. And then let's say we have all stainless steel instead of white appliances, right? We do nice flooring throughout instead of carpet in certain areas and things of that nature. So curb appeal is another thing. That's one comp that we could look at. Let's see another comp that they have. Let's see a higher price line. So we have some condos. That is not an exact comp, but we can look at it. These are more updated for sure. And so yeah, this is an updated comp, and this sold for $350,000. Now these are condominiums in the neighborhood, so it might be a little bit different. Let's see another one, a single family home right here. This sold for $345. It is a newer build, but that's a viable comp. And then we have another one right here. This is a great, okay, this obviously looks like a flip property, and it sold for $285,000. It's built in 1990, so it's within that range. It's nice and clean. Let's see, they do similar finishes. Well, okay, I thought this was a straight up flip, but it looks like someone was living in there. And the kitchen is okay, but we will update our countertops. We would have maybe a nicer cabinet, new white cabinets, nicer backsplash. But these are some things that will increase our value. So instead of Formica, we'll have, let's say, quartz or granite. And so let's look at the bathroom. Same with the bathroom. We will update the towel, probably the flooring, everything. And so this is a really good comp that sold for $285. So knowing the extra finishes we will put on this property, it should bring us to that $300 price range that we would be looking for. And then we have this property right here. This property sold in May. It sold for $345,000. It's an older property. It's definitely bigger by 200 square foot more, but it still falls within that variance. And it's a single level like ours, but it's nice and spacious. People just love break ranchers. The kitchen is a little bit smaller, but it's semi-updated. They have the nice cabinets or painted cabinets. They have the stainless steel. They have this great space right here in the living room area. They have a towel shower. And so we can even possibly push it right here. So I would definitely use that as one of my main comps for this property. And so this is how you would find comps on Propstream. And once again, you all can use Propstream down below. You can use my link. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. This is how I comp properties on Propstream. And once again, use my link down below. Make sure you all like this video, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.